We're going to get started with a cat-cow. Make sure your knees are under hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. And from here, you're just going to round your back, exhale, and arch your back. Inhale. While you're pressing down, make sure that your fingers are spread wide, your pressure is evenly throughout your hands. Inhale, look up, and exhale, come down. Then we're going to switch over to a kneeling chest opener. So spreading your arms wide, you're going to straighten your left arm, bringing your left shoulder and ear to the floor. Then alternate, straightening your right arm, bringing your right ear to the floor, and then straightening your left arm. Bend your right elbow while you're stretching your left, and then bend your left elbow while you're stretching your right. Try to lengthen through your spine here, and do try to get your shoulder and your ear to the floor. Arms are nice and wide. I'm going to show you what a head-on profile looks like for this. So as you can see, the right shoulder touches the ground, the right arm extends, the left is bent supporting you, and then you switch to the other side. Then we're going to do a nice hip opener. So with your left leg forward, just start priming your hips, pushing your hips forward, keeping your chest up. Do a little side bend over to your left. Flip your back toe so that you can stretch a bit through the fascia of your feet, and just rocking forward and back, warming up through the hips. Then bring your hands down to the floor. Again, priming through the hips, pumping the hips forward, almost like a gentle split stretch, and then plant your right hand, take your left arm up, and then your left arm can come to the knee as you sit yourself back. Stretching now through the back of the left leg, and then again come forward. We're trying to keep fairly active through this stretch. Side bend over to the left, priming those hips over to the left again. Inhale and exhale over to the left. Both hands down. Plant your right hand, just pumping a bit through the hips again. Take your left arm up. Raise that back right knee. And then bring the knee down. Sit your hips back. Sit right back on that back foot, stretching through the fascia of the back right foot. And then obviously stretching through the back of the left leg. And then again, bring those hips forward. Let's switch sides. Now you're putting your left knee down, right leg forward. And again, pushing and priming those hips forward. Just warming up through the hip flexor. Pull your belly button to spine. Take a bend over to the right side now. Left arm up, side bend over to the right. A couple of times, inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale side bend forward. You can take your hands now down to the floor. And just priming through the hips here, gently pushing them to the ground. And then walk yourself back. Let's go right into that hamstring stretch on the right side. Coming back forward. We'll go into our twist now. Take your right arm up. Lift that back left knee. You can bring yourself back down, walking it back, keeping your chest nice and low to the ground. And let's try that again. So pushing those hips forward. Side bend over to the right with your left arm. Priming through those hips. You can take your right arm on the inside of your right knee. Sweep it forward. Stretching through your shoulders as well. Bring those hands down. Bending the elbows softly. Plant your left hand, take your right arm up, take your left knee off the ground. And then from here, bring that knee back down and just slowly walk yourself back. Sit back on that back foot, stretch through the fascia of that back left foot, as well as stretching through the back of the front right hamstring and the back of the leg. All right, now we're going to go into chest opener hip raise. So with your fingertips pointing forward, you're going to press through your heels and lift your bum up, squeezing your glutes. Then slowly sink yourself back down, straighten out the arms, lift the hips, squeeze your glutes. Head can go back, then bring your hips back down, bend the elbows, then straighten the arms, lift up, squeeze your glutes. Now we're just going to do a little squat stretch. So this is just great for opening up your hips. If you can come into a low squat, almost like a sumo squat, you can take one knee down to the floor and just kind of twist your hips side to side. It kind of looks like you're doing a deep squat, but it's also like you're doing like a tribal squat, as if you're sitting around a campfire and you're lifting one heel off the ground, alternating from one side to the next. Okay, now let's get into some movement here. Let's go into a downward dog. Shift the hips up and back, pull the belly button to spine, drop the heels to stretch, And then we're going to roll forward into a nice strong straight arm plank. And then we're going to come down into a decline push-up. Once we get down there, come on to hands and knees, do a little stretch back, little puppy stretch back. Then we're going to come back into that downward dog, shifting the tailbone up, belly button to spine, head comes through the window of the shoulders, round it forward into a straight arm plank, and then slowly bend elbows into a decline push-up. Back onto hands and knees, take it back for a stretch. And then again, coming up into that downward dog, stretching through the back of the legs as the heels come down, then rounding forward from your heels right up to your bum, to your shoulders, decline push-up. Onto hands and knees. Again, just like an active child's pose / puppy stretch, bringing your hips back. One more time. Now you're going to do a bit of a flow, extending the left leg up, bend the knee, straighten the legs, bring that knee to chest, almost like you're going into a straight arm plank, then extend that leg back up again, bend the knee, straighten the leg, knee to chest, straight arm plank, again, extend the leg, bend the knee, extend the leg, knee to chest. You do that 3 times, again, extend up, bend the knee, extend the leg, and then switching sides now, taking your right leg up, bend the knee, then pull that knee to chest, extend the leg back and up, bend the knee, straighten the leg, bring that knee to chest, extend the leg, bend the knee, straighten the leg, bring that knee to chest, extend that leg, bend the knee, bring that knee to chest, and then curl it in. Let's go into a little bit of a pigeon. So the right knee is up, and you're stretching a bit through your hips. You've got options here. Now you can just rock your hips side to side. You can do a little walk over to the left, over to the right. Be creative with this one. Walk your hips over to the left side, rocking back and forth, and then back to the front. Option is to bend that left knee and reach back and grab that left foot. Or if that feels like it's too much, don't stress, don't strain. And then we're going to lean forward as if we're going to almost undulate our body towards the ground. Now, if it's too much holding the foot, just release it, undulate towards the ground, and then round your spine back up. And then again, undulate towards the ground, round your spine back up. Undulate your body towards the ground and round your spine back up. Now we're going to go back into a downward dog. Just stretching out through the calves, a couple of calf pumps here. And then we're going to switch sides, taking the left leg forward into a pigeon. Now we're going to rock our hips from side to side, and you can walk yourself over to the right, opening up through the hips, leaning back slightly, then back to center. And then again, rocking over to the right side, opening up through the hips, then taking yourself back to center. And once we get back to center, you can undulate your body down and then round up through the back. And do that about 3 or 4 times. The option is to reach back with your right arm and grab the top of the right foot to undulate down. Extra quad stretch here, but just go based on what you feel comfortable with your flexibility. Don't overdo it. You can always let go of the foot, both hands on the ground or elbows on the ground, undulating down and back up. Stretching forward, down, and then back up nice and slowly. Release that foot. Okay, we're going to do a little side plank hip extension. So make sure you have something padded under your knee. You're going to lift that left leg up about 10 times, just pulsing. Option is to get your hand rotating with your leg. You lift your arm up to meet that leg. Try to keep your body facing forward. Try to keep your hips square. And make sure that you do have that bottom right knee padded. About 10 reps, 8 to 10 reps for this one. And you're just trying to use the side of your hip to get that leg extended up. So we're switching over to the other side. Left knee is down, right hip is extending. So either start with this one, keeping your hand on your hip, about 8 to 10 pulses, 8 to 10 reps, lifting that hip, keeping your hips forward. Or you can add in the arm where you swing the arm up and around to meet the leg. Leg comes down, arm comes down, and then they come up to meet each other. Arm comes down, leg comes down, and just breathing through it, pulling that belly button to spine, balancing a bit through that left knee and left foot on the floor. All right, we're going to go into shoulder circles in a nice hip hinge. So we're going to circle forward for 10, 9, pull that belly button to spine, 8, squeeze those shoulder blades, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And then, of course, you're going to want to shake that out. We're going to repeat the opposite directions. So now going backwards for 10. This is where you're really going to feel it. 9. Try to squeeze those shoulder blades. 8. Pull that belly button to spine. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just doing some thoracic spine pumps, arch and round. Let's do that again. So coming back into your downward dog, shifting the hips up, belly button to spine, head comes through the window of the shoulders, pumping a bit through the calves. You're going to lift up, now starting with the right leg, extend, bend, extend, and then knee to chest. Extend that right leg, bend the knee, extend again, pull that knee to chest, extend the right leg, bend the knee, extend, knee to chest, extend, bend, extend, and let's switch to the other side. So lifting up that left leg, extend, bend the knee, extend, knee to chest. Again, up, bend the knee, extend the leg, knee to chest. Again, extend the leg, bend the knee, extend, knee to chest. One more time. Then bring that left leg forward into your pigeon. Again, we're just going to rock the hips side to side. So coming forward, and then just twisting your hips, sitting back, rocking forward, and then sitting up, releasing through those hips. Then from here, we're just going to do our undulation. So undulating the chest down, rounding through the back as you come up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Option is to reach back with that right hand, grab the top of that right foot. You can undulate down onto your elbow and then come on back up, or you can go into the first variation, whatever feels best for you. Keep the stretch moving. Keep yourself breathing. And you're going to do about 4 reps. And then we're going to switch over to the other side. So back to that downward dog. And taking your right leg forward into a pigeon. And then again for this one, we're going to do a bit of a pigeon flow. So we're going to just rotate our body towards the left, stretching out the left hip, and then coming forward, and then twisting back, leaning back, and then coming back forward. And you're just priming, loosening up the hips. You're getting some synovial fluid into the hips. You're stretching through the muscles. And then we're going to slowly start to just sink ourselves down and do a little push-up, undulating your body down. Or you can take it a little bit further. You can take your left hand, reach back and grab your left foot and do a little bit more of a intense undulation stretch. Or again, let go of the foot and just put both hands on the floor. So rounding forward and then coming back up. Inhale at the top. Exhale as you slowly come down and then release back up. All right, we're going to go back into it's like a side plank hip extension. So our left knee is down to the floor, padded. We're going to lift that right leg straight up, keeping your ankle in line with your knee and hip. And then the option again is to add in the arm. So you're going to do about 10 reps, or you can do a reach overhead and then reach back for the toe. And that just makes your core activate a little bit deeper, makes you have to balance a little bit more. Or again, you can just put your hand on your hip and focus on that leg extension. Let's switch to the other side. So right knee is down on a padded surface. You're keeping your shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle in alignment and just working the gluteus medius as you lift that leg up. So stick with this variation, 5 to 10 reps, or eventually you can add in the left arm, reaching up overhead and then back towards that foot. And just a couple more. Lift and reach. Lift and reach. Pull that belly button to spine. Squeeze your glutes. Good job. All right. Now let's move on to our hip hinge shoulder circles. So with your hips hinged and your back nice and straight, you're going to circle your arms forward, squeezing your shoulder blades in the back. Pull your belly button to spine. Try to keep that core fully engaged as you come forward. We're going to do 10 reps to the front and then 10 reps to the back. So keep circling forward, and then we're going to switch it up, circle towards the back, still squeezing those shoulder blades in your back, still pulling that belly button to spine. Make sure your back is nice and straight and neutral spine. Try not to round your spine forward as you bend over. And you're finished. Great work.